Hello, happy Saturday. The puppies are officially 3 weeks old today. They're doing absolutely wonderful. This right here is Bolt. He right now doesn't have his collar on because he's starting to outgrow it. So that is why he doesn't have a collar on like the rest of them. But we only have one here nursing. They just finished playing with their toys. Nala's in here. They had their weights done. A lot of them here are now sleeping. Even Nala's ready to have a nap. But again, they're all doing absolutely wonderful. All gaining weight, which is a really good sign. And we have one puppy who has now reached 5 pounds. That's the cord, my apologies. Say hi. Did you want to say hi, Olaf? Where would you like to go? Only one nursing. He's so sweet. Wait a second, that's Bolt there. He's the one without a collar on. This is Max. Yeah, there's Max. There's your collar. It still fits him, but where he's getting so fluffy, I couldn't see it. You look a lot like your brother. You do. Sorry, Max. Sorry about that, Mr. Fluffy. But here's Bolt. As you can see, his collar isn't on him right now. I'm so sorry about that, Max, bud. Max is doing absolutely wonderful. He's up to over 3 pounds now. Aren't you? You're over 3 pounds. Bolt's still nursing. Yes, this is Bolt. My apologies. That's Max. But again, they're starting to get so fluffy, some of them. Yes, your puppy coats are right fluffy. Like I said, she's sound asleep. They're all quite tired here now. A busy day today. And tomorrow's going to even be busier because tomorrow's the day they actually get to meet their dad. So that's very, very exciting. I cannot wait for that, honestly. He's so good, too. Every litter she had so far, he's been absolutely wonderful. I'm going to laugh. But yes, there's Max. There's Bolt. Olaf. Ace. Buddy. Araya. Tiana. Hunter. Milo. And the puppy that officially has reached 5 pounds, the only one so far who's at 5 pounds. He is keeping his throne, and that is Diesel. Big, big boy. He is going to be, oh my goodness. Whoever ends up with Diesel, he's going to be a big dog. But yep, he's the first and only one right now who has reached 5 pounds. But it's actually really hilarious because when he was first born in that video, I even stated when he first arrived, oh my goodness, that's a big puppy. And I still recall saying that. And sure enough, Diesel remains the biggest puppy. But yep, he's over 5 pounds now. And then you have Max. Like I said, Max is over 3 pounds now. So even Max is doing really, really well. Hey, Bolt. Yeah, accidentally mixed two of you up. Like I said, his collar was tucked right in the way he was lit over here, so I was unable to see it. But I just know the only one with no collar right now is Bolt. And then when I leave, I have to take off, where is he to? when I leave, because it is still kind of big on him, I have to take off Buddy's collar. But it's very easy to tell Buddy and Bolt apart, because Buddy is a lot darker in color than his brother Bolt. But now when I'm filming in here, I always leave on his collar, even though it is a bit bigger, just so you guys know who it is I'm talking about and who this dog is, or puppy. Hey, Buddy boy. But it's just these two nursing. Max and Bolt. But they're actually starting to play with the toys too. Today was the first day I actually seen them pick the toys up and carry them around and things like that. So they're no longer just chewing on them and just cuddling them. They're actually starting to play with the toys a little bit, which is really funny to see. And I even watched Buddy pounce at one of the toys. So that's good. And the hearing started. That started yesterday. And you can definitely tell today, because the moment I even tried to be extremely quiet and creep in this room without making much noise to take out some of the dirty stuff that was in here, oh my goodness, they heard me. They knew I was in the room, and they all jumped up and were like, hello, hello, and they got very vocal. No, their hearing has definitely kicked in now, because when they're born, they are born deaf. And the last sense that they get is the hearing. And it usually happens between 2.5 to 3 weeks. The hearing should start. And that's when we start doing different types of stimulation activities for their hearing. So we'll do things like sirens, we'll do like babies laughing, vacuums going, things like that. If you've seen the videos from the last litter, we did some videos where we showed this, like the stimulation activities that we would do. Oh. But it all helps, especially when they start to go to their forever homes. At least they'll kind of be accustomed to some of those noises, and we'll even ask some of the people who are adopting if there are particular noises that occur a lot in their home that they wish for us to include and make sure it's definitely in their stimulation activity routine. And just like the last litter, we had one that was going with a police officer, and they requested that we had the dog accustomed to sirens and things like that. So we had to make sure that puppy knew those sounds and noises, and when they would hear them, wouldn't really bark or react to it because they were already accustomed to it. And we had another one who said that her vacuum was extremely loud. So we had to make sure that we introduced the vacuum noise so the puppies knew that noise. Oh, you stretching? That's the next thing that we'll be starting. Is sound stimulation. And same with their toys. As the weeks go on, they'll get new toys and stuff like that, and it'll be different types of textures, and make sure they know all those type of things. And they'll soon be able to start, not just yet, but in another few weeks, their patio playtime. They can't go down in the yard just yet because they're still too young, so they can't be down in the grass or the dirt or anything like that. But they will start their patio playtime in just a few weeks. Mwah. Now, you all did just nurse not too long ago. You know that, right? Oh my. So yeah, so tomorrow, meeting their dad, that's going to happen in, so it won't be up tomorrow, but it'll be up the following day. Our videos normally go up the following day or 2 days later. We're really trying to keep it 2 days at the most without a video. So it should be up though the following day. But yeah, they'll be meeting their dad tomorrow, And then the following day, that's when they'll meet all the siblings and be introduced to the sisters and the brothers, the older ones. Then Thursday, depending on Nala, because I'm really going by Nala right now, she is slowly starting the weaning off process, not drastically or anything like that. She's not just up and leaving them, but I have noticed she's slowly starting that transition, so I'm just going by her, and I'm thinking as of now, Thursday is when we're going to start transitioning them to food. But again, I'm going to just watch her and see. And this will be, I think, the latest group to start. But the reason this group is going to be a little bit later with transitioning is simply because we aren't putting this litter on kibble. We're not exposing them to it. Now, if the families who adopt wish to put them on kibble, that's their own choice. But this is the first group that's going to be on soft puppy food only and not exposed to kibble. Because when you're introducing them to kibble, what you do is you start it out as like a puppy gruel porridge. So you blend it down. So you take the kibble, you blend it down with water, lukewarm water, as well as a bit of puppy formula. And then that all gets blended, and that's what they get first. And like I said, it becomes like a gruel porridge type texture. It's very, I guess, let's see, like I said, that's the best way I can explain it. It's literally like a porridge consistency. It's like mush pretty well is what they're getting first. Then after so long and they're getting more and more meals with that, you slowly start to introduce soft watered down kibble. So what that pretty much is, you're putting the kibble in and you're just adding water and you let it sit for a bit so it becomes quite soft for them to chew on, and then you introduce that. Then after so long, you start to introduce then the hard kibble. And also they get accustomed to water, and you're also introducing them to water. And that's how we would do the weaning off process prior. But now with the weaning off process, like I said, this is going to be the first litter we're going to try it with, and it's going to be soft kibble only. And because we're not doing kibble and it's soft dog food, sorry, I think I just said soft kibble, but we're doing soft dog food, we're going to wait a few days. Normally we would start the transitioning process very slowly and gradually at like 3 weeks, 1 day. But because, like I said, we're not doing the kibble route and they're not going to be exposed to puppy gruel and they're not being exposed to it slowly transitioning, we're going to wait a few extra days to where they're almost in the 4-week mark. Hey, little ones. Hello to you, TeslaMan86. Thank you for joining the stream. Long time no see. I know it's been, I think, almost a week. I could be wrong. I think it's almost a week since the last time we did a live stream. But they are 3 weeks old today. Max has officially reached over 3 pounds, which is extremely exciting. And Mr. Oh, there he is. Mr. Diesel, who's next to me and cuddled in sound asleep, he's now over 5 pounds. He's the only puppy that's over 5 pounds now. Bolt doesn't have his collar on because he outgrew it. It doesn't fit him properly anymore. So he's going to require a new one. So the new collar is going to be a little bit bigger. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think too. I think it's been, like I said, I think it's been a week. But tomorrow, they will meet their dad for the first time, Kenai. The following day, they're going to meet all the siblings. Thursday, they're going to start being introduced to soft puppy food for the first time. And like I said, that's really basing it off of Nala. I'm just really watching her. And if she starts weaning them off sooner than that, then I'm going to have to start to switch them out. The last stream was 5 days ago. Okay, so yeah, almost a week ago. Almost a week ago. Then the following day, so possibly next Friday, they're going to be introduced to water. And 5 weeks, 1 day, depending on the temperature and the weather, that's when they're going to have their first patio playtime. Like I said, they won't be down in the yard in the grass or anything like that because they are still so young. But patio playtime, we ran it by the vet with the very first litter we had, and they said it's fine as long as they're not down in amongst the grass at that age. but up on the patio should be fine. So that's where they will be and staying, just to get some fresh air, get some different scents and smells. We have a maple tree that's literally right next to our patio, so that's going to be great for them to get the smell of the maple tree, and just the breeze and fresh air is going to do them wonders too. And they're going to be a lot more active and wanting more space to be on the roam and on the move. So I think it's going to do them some good. He missed Nala. Get some fresh air. He's cuddled into his mom. And this right here, if you're not aware, it's a dry patch on her skin. Larger dogs are really prone to this, especially where the summertime kicks in and they're lying on harder surfaces. So olive oil is what I use. I just place olive oil in a bowl, take some paper towel and literally soak it in it, and then it's dabbed on this a few times a day. I haven't started it just yet with her, but it will be very soon. As soon as she starts the weaning out process with the little ones, that's when I'm going to tackle her dry skin. But yes, if you ever see this on your dogs, that's what it is. You don't want to leave it for too long because it starts to form almost like a black bump. It's 10 times harder to treat at home then, and you need to go to pretty well the vet and they'll give you something for it. But where it's still at this stage, it's easy to treat at home. Like I said, olive oil, place it in a bowl, soak some paper towels, dab the paper towel in, and drench it. Soak in every little nook and cranny of it and do it a few times a day, and it should clear it right up. But yeah, like I said, it's just something that will happen in the summer times because of the heat and they're lying on harder surfaces, so it just rubs there. But no, like I said, when she starts the weaning out process, we'll take care of that so it doesn't get too bad on her. Max is still nursing. Oh my goodness, yes, go to town. He's like, I want to get more weight on now. I'm so proud of him though. He's over 3 pounds. Good job, Max. He's a little trooper, that's for sure. I don't know the exact temperature of outside today. I'm not 100% sure. It was raining today. The weather was absolutely miserable. So we spent a lot of time indoors, and I was just trying to get those other 2 videos up today. So I was like at that a lot of today. Not 100% sure. I know it was quite warm, Tesla Man 86, but I don't know the exact temperature. But it was 81 degrees where you were too. I'm not sure. I think it was roughly 21 degrees here, I think. I could be wrong, but like I said, it was raining here a lot of today, so we just spent a lot of time indoors. Max. He's like, I'm nursing my mom. Again. Oh, Diesel's awake. You want to say hi? Or are you going back to sleep? Or you want to go over and nurse? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Oh my, I think he's going back to sleep. But they were actually playing with the toys today, and it was hilarious. It was so cute. Max. Oh, they're definitely all tired now. Because just before I started doing the live stream, that's when they were in here pretty well playing, and they just finished their nursing session, and we got their weights done, everything else. We did some of the video for today to go up tomorrow. And then of course when we started the live stream, and they were still kind of playing, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna catch them like playing around and everything else. But nope, as soon as I started, they were like, no, we're going to sleep now. Good night. I have a bunch piled over here next to me. I think there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 girls and 2 boys. But look at the size difference of Diesel. He's such a big boy. Oh my goodness. Hi, Dog Plays Random Games. Hope you're having a lovely weekend. It was raining here today. Oh, there he goes. Just look at him compared to Max. Look at the size difference. That late for the stream finally. Oh, I'm glad to hear. Oh, no worries. Thank you for tuning in, though. We appreciate it. Diesel. Oh my goodness. But look, like there's Max, and then you got Diesel right next to him. What a size difference. Oh, look, he's pushing Max out of the way. Now, that's not very nice, Diesel. Let him nurse, please. There you go. Now let's sit here by my son. Get right there. Nothing but sun there. Oh, that's so nice. Also, good job for getting 3s. I know. 3,000 subscribers. I never thought. But it's definitely, thank you though. The two of them nursing. They're so cute. But yeah, it's definitely such an amazing, I don't know, I didn't expect it, and I'm not always checking it either. So when I actually seen it there, I think it was yesterday I first noticed it, or maybe the day before. Sun and heat. But what can I do about it? I know. Well, summer's almost over now. But the fires, like all the forest fires that are happening, it's unreal. Unreal. We have a pretty big one up here right now in Canada, up on the mainland. We have a few forest fires happening. I think Alberta has some forest fires, as well the Northwest Territories, I think, up that way. I could be wrong about the Northwest Territories, but I think. I know down in the States you guys are after having a few as well. There's snakes in your neighborhood right now. I don't know what happens, but yeah. Oh my goodness. We don't have snakes here where I live. It gets way too cold for snakes. We don't have snakes. We don't have alligators. Nothing like that. There was pictures of it. No, here where we live, we don't have nothing like that. Anything venomous, we don't have. Anything, like, in terms of creepy crawlies, we don't really have anything in regards to creepy crawlies. We have some small spiders. They get kind of fair in size, but not really. Like, the bodies of our spiders here probably get the most. I don't know if you guys know what a dollar is, or a loonie. It's like, I know down in the States you guys have the dollar bills from when I went down to Florida, but here we have like coin versions of that, and look how dry my hands are. But yeah, we have like coin versions of your dollar bill here where we live, and that's as big as our spiders get. I guess your quarter, that's what I'll use, your 25-cent piece is roughly the biggest spiders we get, and that's the biggest creepy crawly we get here, and none of them are poisonous or nothing like that. They're just really disgusting. We have, what other type of insects? We have ants here. We have red ants and black ants. The red ones bite. We have a lot of flies here. Oh my goodness, a lot of flies, because where we are once surrounded by water, and we have a lot of ponds and lakes here. We have carpenters here, earwigs, slugs, snails, worms, lots of worms, things like that, but nothing drastically large in size. We have moose here, which can become extremely dangerous. Yeah, in regards to different types of stuff, we don't have all that much here. We have squirrels, rabbits, but again, like I said, a lot of flies if you ever come here. And fishing is very, very big here. Lucky. I don't know, because it's almost like a trade-off. Some of the stuff we have here you don't, and I would kind of wish we had here, and I'd say vice versa in terms of animals and insects and things. But no, like, I wouldn't want no snakes or anything here. I never would want those. Even when we were down in Florida, I was very nervous. No, when we seen the geckos, right? Is that correct? In Florida, running all around. That completely amazed me. I couldn't believe seeing that type of stuff. And it's funny because people who are down in Florida see that type of stuff all the time. The lizards. I don't know if they're geckos, but the lizards. They were running around all over Florida when we were down there. But that to me was truly fascinating. And to us, we don't see that here. I want to donate. But my mom, oh, that's okay. That's certainly fine. Just watching. We are more than grateful that you're just watching. Don't ever feel obligated that you got to donate or anything like that. Hey, little ones. But thank you, though, for even just thinking of it and considering it. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. I have to tell you all now. So, apparently, I remember how I told you one of the reasons we are now stopping the whole breeding process is simply because the amount of breeders that are here. So there have been some breeders that started, I guess, really flooding our island here with dogs to the point they are a kennel. Apparently they're, okay, you know how you guys, a lot of the people who watch us are from the States, so that's why I keep saying you guys from referring to things in the States, because it just so happens a lot of our audience, that's where they're from. But it's the equivalent of AKC is what we have here, except it's called CKC, which is the Canadian Kennel Association. Anywho, there are a bunch of spots here that have opened up. Clearly, they're not really looking into and investigating before they certify these types of places, which is another reason why I keep saying that these organizations, to each their own, but they're kind of like baloney to me. And that's just a personal opinion. If you're involved in those organizations, you're more than welcome to, and everything else. And there are a lot of great aspects of it, but I just find they're really starting to get slack with looking into who's wanting to be part of it, and they're just giving whoever, I guess, the papers and saying that they're part of AKC, CKC, just to say that, you know, they are, and for these organizations to get the money. Because I seen some pictures that went up of certain people local here that apparently they are CKC registered. Oh my goodness. The dogs, they're all the puppies and dogs, for one, they're all kept indoors. There's lines of kennels, and I mean lines of them, of different types of dog breeds, different types of dogs. I couldn't believe it. And that's why I said it's one of the reasons we were like, you know what, enough is enough. We aren't going to breed anymore, because there's just way too many people doing it now. And then you have people like that who literally, they're not even focused on the one type of breed of dog. It's literally a bunch of different breeds, and it was just lines of kennels and dogs. It was so heartbreaking. And I understand, to each their own. I understand everyone has different ways of doing things, and everyone has different ways of getting a, you know, whatever. But I don't know. I just personally, I found it a little heartbreaking just to see just rows and lines of dog kennels and just different types of dogs and breeds of dogs. And I didn't know that's how. Now, we've done research, because originally that's what we planned on doing, was actually going CKC route, because we were originally going to do purebred German Shepherds was the original plan. Before we done more research, we looked into different things, talking to different people. We started talking to people who did mixed breeding as well as purebreds. We talked to vets, things like that, and the Shepskis doing mixed breeds, it just gravitated to us more and what we wanted to do. Then we looked into restricted breeding, and we knew, okay, this is what we want to do. We want to focus on the one dog, one female, one male for breeding purposes, because we had no interest in doing it for profit, nothing like that. We were very passionate and just really enjoyed the whole procedure of, you know, breeding, things like that. Anyway, through the jigs and the reels, I guess, to get to the point of this and this rant, I just didn't realize that when you are a part of CKC, you could actually register more than one type of breed of dog. It was multiple. And I could be wrong. Maybe this person is doing it under the table, got their papers for a particular dog, but they're now doing a bunch of dogs and just, I don't know how it's working. But anyone who's involved in CKC, or AKC, certainly just let me know in the comments below. You know, can you do multiple dogs like that? And I mean, it was rows and rows of different kennels and different breeds of dogs. They had golden labs, then they have shepherds, then they'd have huskies, for example. I don't think they had huskies, but they had numerous different breeds. But I thought with CKC and AKC, from what I read, you picked your breed, that's what you got the papers on, and that's what you focused on. And yes, you could have multiple of that same type of dog, but it had to be that same type. I didn't realize you could do a bunch of multiple different types of breeds. But like I said, to each their own, but it's definitely one of the reasons why this will be the last litter and why we won't be doing it anymore, simply because it's people like that that are flooding our island now with dogs and puppies, to the point that I don't want to contribute to something like that if it's getting like that. Because like I said before in older videos, when we originally first started this whole process, there was literally nobody here who would breed dogs. It was very scarce. It was very hard to get dogs on our island simply because the cost, it was very expensive. Not only that, our government is quite strict in allowing dogs from other places coming onto our island. So it was one of those things that we were so passionate about, and we seen the cry for people wanting puppies and things like that. That's why we started to do it. But as time went on, COVID ended up occurring. Things really got slow then, even more so. And that's when we started to jump in and decided, okay, clearly there's a demand. People are really crying out for puppies and dogs. Then after COVID, it was still even a bit slow. It wasn't until the past few months. I mean, it was puppies after puppies. The lists on different social media platforms, things like that, of people now, oh my goodness, it is unreal. And our island is majority elder. There's a lot more elder than young people where we live. And that's just how it is, because everybody ended up moving to the mainland. There's no real jobs here, no real opportunities, unless you have been in a job or a field for many, many years and you got seniority. There's nothing really here unless you want to work at a convenience store, things like that as well. It's very limited. And especially where we live, we're more on the outskirts, so it's even far less opportunities. Everything you want to do, you have to go to the city, and like I said, the jobs are quite few and far between. You almost need to know somebody to get a job where we live. On our island, it's just, that's how it is. So because of that, all the young people ended up going then to the mainland for more opportunities and everything else. So now, because of that, it's a lot more of an elder population here. So now all these people who have started up doing these, I guess, breeding businesses, they're starting to flood the market to the point where it's excessive. Honestly, it's become excessive. It's only been the past few months, but excessive. And you have certain breeders that literally, like I said, this other one who had lines of kennels, who are pumping out, it must be, and it's no exaggeration, they had to be pumping out at least 60 puppies a season. And that's a season. So because of that, and like I said, a lot of elder people, they aren't looking for little puppies. They don't want the responsibility of a little puppy. A lot of elder people want dogs of either medium or older age, ones that are already matured, trained, everything else, because it's a lot of work for an older person to take care of a small puppy. Puppies are more targeted, and there are, of course, older people that enjoy puppies, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to puppies, a lot of people who prefer them are younger couples, or those who are just starting out families, or those who have small children, or their children literally just left the nest, just graduated, and they want to fill that void with having something else there, so they want a puppy because they're just not used to the quiet and everything else, which is fine. But like I said, our population here is elder. We don't have a lot of, we do have, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of families here and stuff like that. But like I said, the population is majority elder. The fact that there are so many people who are doing this whole breeding experience now, it's just like I said, it's flooding the market. I don't want to contribute to that. I don't want any of our puppies. And we do everything we can to make sure none of our puppies end up in a shelter. When anyone is inquiring about one of our puppies, first off, they have to do an application. And in one of the videos, I'll actually show the application just in case any of you who are in different areas are interested in wanting to do breeding and you want to just like pretty much copy our format. You can go right ahead if you want to just set it to all your, like, where you live and stuff like that in terms of information, things like. But yeah, what I'll do is in one of the upcoming videos, I'll actually put up on it if you want to screenshot it so you can pretty much mimic and copy it. That's fine. I'm pretty chill when it comes to that type of stuff. But yeah, so I'll do that in a future video. So if you want to, like I said, copy the format to do your own type of application for your breeding business or whatever you choose to do, or fostering, even if you want to use the application for if someone's interested in fostering, it's a great thing to have. So I'll do that in a future video for sure. But after they complete the application, if they are approved of the application, they move on to the interview. And when it comes to the interview, we bring the puppy out for them to meet in person. They get to select two. So we ask about their personality, their household, how everything is home. Are they busy, not busy? Is it a quiet atmosphere, loud atmosphere? What type of dog are they specifically looking for? Are they looking for a high energy dog? Are they looking for a more quiet, reserved dog? Things like that. That way we can give them certain puppies and they can pick out two. And those are the only two they meet. The reason we don't bring out a whole bunch of puppies, not only is it one, overwhelming for that family, couple, or individual, because it gets really overwhelming, it becomes more hard. It's easier to just pretty much narrow down two puppies for them to select from, simply because you pick out those two puppies and that match the personality of the family and what you think suits best the family, and then from there they can pick from the two puppies which one they feel suits their family better. We found that way works amazing. Just throwing all the puppies out and saying, okay, select a puppy, it does. It becomes very overwhelming for the family, for one, and for two, they can't really gauge and select which puppy is best just by, here you go, pick a puppy. When we actually ended up getting our Shih Tzu Jersey, that's actually how it was done. They pretty much were like, here's the puppies when we showed up. When we ended up getting him, there was no application, no interview. It was pretty much, here you go, here's the puppies, select one. And if I had my time back, we probably would have went somewhere else, but we were very young at the time and we didn't know much about the whole, like, you know, taking a puppy home. We did a lot of research prior. We knew we wanted a dog. We knew we needed a smaller dog simply because at the time we were in just a little old basement apartment. But in regards to applications, everything else, I wish that those people did that. But not everyone does those things, and that's fine too. To each their own. Everyone does things differently. But yeah, like I said, once the application is completed, they have to do the interview. Once the interview is done, and we don't make it quite obvious because I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable, especially during an interview process. Anybody, if you're like me, it makes you kind of anxious. So when they come, I don't really even specify it's pretty much an interview. I'm just very politely throw in questions with, it's hard to explain, I guess, but I almost throw the questions in amongst a conversation. So they're not just sitting there and I'm there with a bunch of questions and listing them off and they're responding and answering it like a, you know, like a job interview type situation. We don't do it like that. I pretty much just sit down, me and my husband, and we just start a conversation. We talk about the two puppies that are in front of them, different things about the puppies, and then we'll just throw in a question here or there and they'll respond, and then we'll almost make a conversation about that question that they responded to, and then we'll move on to the next question. It almost gives it a better flow, and like I said, it makes it so it's not such a tense atmosphere or uncomfortable or stressful. It makes it fun, engaging, and at the same time, it just, like I said, keeping a conversation in with the interview is a lot better than just sitting there with a sheet with a bunch of questions and saying, okay, you know, almost like a job interview. And I didn't want to do it like that when we did the interview, because I know from personal experience that would make me kind of anxious, and I didn't want to make anyone else anxious with that type of stuff. But no, and then after the interview, then what we do, like I said in prior videos, that's when we pretty much decide if they're approved or not approved. They go home and they have to actually think about it first. They are not allowed to take a puppy home that day. So even if the puppy's over 8 weeks, they aren't allowed to take it home that day after the interview. They have to go home pretty well, take the time to talk it over, make sure it is exactly what they want, the puppy they want to take home. And then we give them, if they say, yeah, we have decided we're going to take a puppy, we give them a list. And the list is pretty much basic necessities. For them to take the puppy home, then they have to have the basic necessities, such as a bed for the puppy, shampoo, a brush for the puppy. They need to have dog food, some chew toys, especially teething toys where they are small puppies, but things like that, just basic things. And if they have all those things on the list, then the puppy is theirs to take home. And that's pretty much how we do it when it comes to that type of stuff. Oh no, you fell off your bed. I'm so sorry. I hope you're okay. You gotta go. Well, have a great day. Take care and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And hello to you too. Hello, hello. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. Amar? Hello, Amar. Thank you for the hand waves. But I still can't believe it. So 5 more weeks, they will be 8 weeks old, and that's when they can officially start to be adopted out. We only do local, so any adoptions we do, they always remain local, and that's simply for the reason it makes it 10 times easier if there ever is an issue that arises for them to come back here, and for the family, if they have any questions or concerns and they want to stop in, they can, or if they want to come and see the parents. Like the other week, we had actually one of the sisters that was in Dodger's litter. That family came with their dog, came back to visit Nala. Dodger got to see Belle again, and oh my goodness, it was such an amazing experience. But that is another big reason why we only do it local. Even though this is the last litter, it's still going to remain local. Hey, little ones, you're not going to be far from home. And also too, I just think their ears are still developing and everything else. So that's another big reason why we won't ever fly any of the puppies out and have them on a plane. Because if anyone knows with flying and your ears pop, I can only imagine on little tiny puppies, especially like I said, the ears and everything still developing on them. So it's just not something we're interested in. And again, like I said, at least all local, if anything shall arise or occur, it makes it a lot easier for us to just keep an eye on them, have them come back here. We even had a previous family that struggled with one of the vaccinations. They were struggling to come up with the money to pay for the vaccinations, and we just simply told them, well, you know, drop them back here. We still have a puppy or two that's waiting to go home. We'll take care of it, because the vet is literally just down the road from us, or one of the vets. We have actually 2 vets that are quite close to us, and we are actually with both those vets. So that's another reason. If anything shall arise for them financially, we've had families, because we are in such a rural area, we have families that are actually in more outskirts than we are, and they'll actually drop some of their stuff off here to our door for their dog, and then they'll just pick it up. So if they're ever in this way, that's closer, because I think it's Amazon Prime doesn't go to some of the locations that some of our puppies ended up getting rehomed to and getting adopted. So they'll just have things here for the puppy dropped off, and then I'll just take it in the house and wait for them and put their name and a tag on it stating that their items are here and they can come get them for their puppy, just to make it easier. But like I said, there's a lot of different reasons why we chose to just keep all the puppies local. Just makes a lot of things easier. Hey, little ones. Oh my goodness, hungry. Now, Olaf. Don't go climbing over now and pushing someone out of the way. Olaf. There was a spot down there that you were too, that you left. Don't push on Max, please. You're not going to push Diesel, I'll tell you that right now. Diesel's a big boy. You're not getting him out of the way, Olaf. He's over 5 pounds. He's not budging. And he isn't either. Oh, he's not even moving. Oh, watch out, Olaf. He is trying to get Max out of the way. Look. He's determined. See him? Olaf. Honey, come here. There's a spot right here. Look, right there. You don't need to push everyone out of the way, okay? There we go. Yeah, he was there trying to shove Max out of the way. Max stood his ground, though, almost like, I don't think so. Hey, Nella. See, I don't think so. Pretty girl. But I think that's it for tonight's video, everyone. Thank you for joining in, and we will see you in the next one. Hey, everyone. Say bye. Thanks for watching. We greatly appreciate it. Everyone have a lovely night. Have a lovely weekend. Oh, he's dreaming. Did you hear that? He was dreaming. But yes, have a wonderful night, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye now, everyone.